Hey there, welcome to Chief's Shop and to my quick look at the new Kreg pocket hole machine. This new Kreg Foreman retails for $3.99 and will be available starting August 1st, 2014. It is a modification and an improvement upon an older machine, which I have in the background here, which is also another Foreman. It retailed for $800. This new machine is designed for the heavy-duty enthusiast and DIYer, and really for cabinet shops, small cabinet shops as well. Now, if you're a heavy pocket hole user like I am, this is the type of machine that's just for you. It allows you to drill quickly without having to do a lot of resetting up for boards and messing around with the smaller jig. This has a handle very similar to a miter saw. It has a safety button and then a trigger, just like you would have. So I can show you real quick. Activates the drill mechanism and then the bit comes up. You set your board in place and you have your adjustments for the clamp, and then boom, you drill. Now we talked about some of the features on this machine. I'll turn it around here so you can see. What's not on the previous Foreman is a vacuum port here. There's a hose that extends from just below where the drill bit is situated, connects to this port, and then you connect your vacuum. And as you can see in the inset video, it's just simply a little pipe clamp on either end. You attach it in place and then just insert your shop vac tube and you're ready to go. Now, while this is a contained unit and all of your sawdust and chips will fall underneath, this new port will allow it to extract it out and kind of keep it a little bit free of that, and also your bit a bit more free from material as well, so you don't have to keep opening the lid. And speaking of the lid or top, really, this is a big improvement over the previous model. This is a metal top. The top on the old model is heavy-duty plastic. And you can pop this guy up. Underneath, we've got the drill, the bit, and there's some storage underneath here as well. And Kreg has modified this so you can level this top if it ever gets out of alignment, which is a nice feature. Now, setup is key on this machine. And there's a fence with adjustments for the thicknesses of your material, so we've clearly got the 3/4 inch and the 1.5 inch material thicknesses here. The arm and the clamp plunger here, this is all adjustable as you go, but the fence here, just loosen these, slide it back and forth. I recommend, when you're making this adjustment, moving it back and forth, that you take out a square and use it to make sure you're square to the edge here. You do that on a lot of things. You probably do it on your table saw as well. But I'll just make sure that you're square up. The last thing you want to do is come in and have a kind of a crooked hole where this fence is not adjusted quite right. Now the clamp plunger here moves as you move the handle. This is very similar to the old style. This is a lot easier to adjust though than the old one. Basically, you set your board in place. Set this down and you make adjustments here. You make it a slight counterclockwise turn to loosen the bit, bring it out, and now you can come in, bring in your board, and it holds it in place, clamps it down as you're drilling. And that's a key component of this. And it's not just the fence here as well as the clamping here. You've got to worry about your depth of adjustment on the bit. Now this is relatively easy, I think. It's much like the new K5 bit, where we have a step guide here. And basically, you set this up. You don't have to move your clamp plunger up here. You set this against the fence, and then bring in your bit. Much easier to do when you're around the other way. But anyway, you bring this in, and back here, there's a knob. This knob allows you to adjust so you can drive it deeper or shallower. you'll need that for your material. So if you're setting your fence up for 1.5 inch material, this guide is set for the screw length, so you set up based upon that. So very much like the K5. So really all there is to it. You can drill pocket holes just like you would any other way. There are a couple other features here. There's some guides on the fence with measurements. That's an improvement over the old Foreman. And then the manual describes ways you can line things up for proper pocket hole placements and distances from the edge, that type of thing. And one big improvement on this is how you can attach it to a workbench or bench top. The old one basically just sat on whatever your work surface is, and I've seen people that have made stands with hoppers to collect the dust and whatnot. This, you don't have to worry about that. And also, like, this is a rubberized bottom on these feet here. There's also a bolt hole, so you can bolt it to your workbench. And again, as I've said, if you are a huge pocket hole user or you're a small production shop, this machine is probably going to be a must-have. Once you have it set up, you have the ability to drill holes just non-stop for a while. This is great for face frames. You're doing a lot of 1x3s or custom pieces, and you're just constantly drilling holes. You can kind of get in robot mode, as I say, and knock out a lot of holes really quickly. As far as getting this out of the box and setting it up, just took a few minutes, so it really comes together pretty pre-assembled. In the manual, it did tell me I had to attach the vacuum port in the back myself, but it was already attached. Depends on how it's put together at the factory, I'm sure. But the hose inside took just a couple of minutes to put together, not a big deal. Getting these set up, I mean, this is really easy. The fence and everything. Just make sure you look through the manual and follow the steps there. You may be tempted to kind of just adjust this clamp and just go with it and not do the readjustment, so that when you're bringing down the arm, it clamps there. That's something to look out for, and the adjustment of the drill bit. Now, you'll have to make sure when you're switching back and forth between, let's say, 1x and 2x material, that you make each one of those adjustments. But that's the same thing on the regular K5 or any of the other jigs that you might have. Now, this is a bulky piece of equipment. It takes up quite a bit of space. In fact, just got to pull out the measuring tape here and take a look. Your footprint is at least 27.5 deep and about 17.5 wide, so you have to make room for that. I plan to build a dedicated workbench for this, and I'm going to put it on casters like I like to do a lot of things, and be able to wheel this around. So this will become a dedicated spot. I did have a dedicated spot here for my other Foreman, and this may take that spot over and I have to build a larger base for it there, of course. But I think this is going to become my new pocket hole workhorse over the old Foreman. Well, I hope you found this quick look helpful. And for more tips and plans and other reviews of tools, take a look at my website, chiefshop.com. And as I always like to say at the end of my videos, time to get off the computer or mobile device, head out into the shop and make some sawdust.